John Henry Irons slides out from beneath the killing machine to see his foreman standing over him. "Irons, need you on the floor," the man says. John shakes his head. "Supposed to be clocked out. Been here since 5, he says simply as he continues to work on the machine. "Do you want this job or not? Thought you had a sick mama or something. Stunners are down, whole line's backed up," the man tells him. John pauses for a moment before sighing and pulling himself out from under the machine. "All right, I'm coming. I'll get him fixed," he says. The foreman holds up a sledgehammer. "Nah, we ain't got time for that. Killing floor's gotta get back to killing pronto. Need you to handle this the old-fashioned way. Muscle and steel," he says. John stares at the hammer for a moment before taking it. He walks through the factory floor, his co-workers shouting their thanks for him fixing whatever they bring in, and for helping their families. Finally, John arrives at the killing floor. The cow stares up at him as John raises the hammer for the killing blow. Metropolis, now. John stands ready as a god awakens, Lois Lane and Superman by his side. Black sand swirls through the air as King Shazam rises from his shattered prison. "How long?" the ancient Egyptian demands, lightning crackling with every word. "How long was I left for dead?" Red sand swirls around Superman. "Who the hell is that?" Lois whispers. Nearby, Talia smiles at the newcomer. "Father, why were we wasting our time on the Superboy when this magnificent specimen was already locked in the basement?" she asks as she readies her energy sword. But Roz stares in horror at the man. "I believed Superman could be controlled, but there is no controlling King Shazam," he whispers. Suddenly, Shazam grabs at his head and covers his ears. "Ah! That noise! Why is the world so damnably loud? What have you people done to it?" he bellows. Cal slowly moves forward, his hands stretched out to show peace. "I understand what you're feeling. You're confused and your senses are overwhelmed. I can help. You just need to calm," Cal starts to say. King Shazam looks up at him with gritted teeth. Lightning begins to crackle over his fist, and seconds later, Cal slams into the ground 1,100 miles away in Wyoming. Red sand swirls around him as he tumbles across the ground, cutting a deep trench into the earth. Back at the Lazarus Tower, King Shazam rises up into the air, the black sand extending out and swirling around the room. "Where am I? What pretender has seized the throne of the Pharaoh? What have you done to the world I was poised to save?" he demands of the others. Roz steps forward, whispering for Talia to ready her father box, telling Steel that he must wait for his revenge. The father box begins to ping and light up, and King Shazam's eyes widen at the sight of it. He moves forward, the black sand wrapping around Talia and holding her still. "You! That box belonged to the wizard's brainiac! Where are they? Where are those who made me? Who betrayed me?" he snarls. But Raz steps forward, trying to shield his daughter. "I am Ra's al Ghul, lord of this house. It was under my orders that you were kept here. If you should be angry with anyone, Teth Adam, it is me. Please, let my daughter go," Raz asks. King Shazam turns his anger upon Raz. "The world was stolen from me. How many years has it been? How long was I asleep?" he demands. Raz pauses for a moment. As recorded in the secret histories of the Hall of Justice, it's said that Teth Adam reigned as Pharaoh of the Black Land for all of 8 days, more than 3,000 years ago, he finally says. Teth Adam falters for a moment, stunned by those words. But Raz tries to explain that those who originally imprisoned King Shazam died thousands of years ago. But this world remains under a call of darkness. I know, for I myself labored to keep it there. I was a keeper of the darkness. I was the absolute power, corrupted absolutely. But only recently have I come to know regret. But there is hope for this world, for those who are lost. That hope has a name. It is, he starts to say. But lightning cracks off Teth Adam's anger. "The wizards gave me many gifts, including the wisdom of King Solomon. That means I know lies when I hear them," he growls. The black sand swirls around Raz and grips him, lifting him into the air. Lightning pulses and flashes, the energy slashing through Raz, cutting him apart. Lois, John, and Talia watch in horror as the remains of Raz's body falls to the ground. Suddenly, The wall explodes inward, and Superman returns. "What did you do?" he demands as he slams into Teth Adam, carrying him up through the floors of Lazarus Tower, lightning sparking with each blow until they reach the sky. "You think I didn't want to kill him for what he'd done? I did everything I could to save him, and you just..." Superman shouts, but Teth Adam's black sand pushes him away. "What in the name of the gods are you supposed to be, little child? Who made you in my image?" Adam demands as he looks down on the Kryptonian. He suddenly moves fast, punching Kal across the jaw at super speed, the blow sending Kal back down through the building. "Huh, a cheap copy, nothing more," Adam notes as he watches the alien fall. Below, John grips his hammer tighter. John came here to kill Ross for everything he's done, but now he doesn't know what to do. As he watches Talia al Ghul kneel over her father's remains, tears in her eyes. "Father, damn you! How dare you! How dare you leave me alone in this place! I promise I will burn it all in your blessed name," Talia whispers. Lois comes up behind her and raises her pistol, ready to finish what she came here to do. But suddenly, there is a blur of red sand, and the pistol disappears from her hand. The red sand clears, and Kal is standing next to her. Talia now tied at their feet. "Lois, please, don't remove the watch again. Its crystals will tend to your wounds. Emergency personnel are on the way," he tells her. He holds out her pistol, now crushed in his hands. "Here's your gun back," he says, before flying back up into the building. Above the city, Teth Adam's black sand swirls around him in the shape of a great bird as he stares down at the lights of Metropolis. Lightning cracks around him, and thunder rumbles in the storm of his sand. Superman floats gently before him. "Teth Adam, I come not to fight. I'm sorry for what happened to you. I know this must be difficult, but the man you killed, such a thing is against the law in this time," Kal tries to explain. Adam glares at him and motions to the city below. "Really? Then why do I hear so much screaming from across this brave new world of yours?" he demands. "I think the world hasn't changed much at all. During my reign, it took 2 days for me to free every slave in Egypt. On the 3rd day, I ended all war. Given time, I would have made a paradise of the entire world. Instead, those who would not see change locked me away, and in my stead, made you," he growls. Kal shakes his head at the words. "I assure you, King Shazam, I am a copy of no man. Please, I don't want anyone else to get hurt," Kal tells him. The lighting around Teth Adam grows stronger. "The man I killed, he was one of this world's elites. So, for my crimes, I am to be reburied? 3,000 years! And still, the lords of the land cannot bear a freed slave who can fly," he snarls. Kal shakes his head. "Stop! Please don't do this," he says. From the ground below, John watches as the red and black sand meet in a swirling storm of violence. Thunderous blows echo across the night sky. He readies himself, gripping his hammer tighter. "I built this while I was living in my car," he says to the cop holding him at gunpoint, before rocketing up into the air. His rocket boots take him into the storm, where he sees an alien meeting a god in combat, and he is just a guy in a suit. The hammer he created might explode on impact, but he doesn't hesitate. He swings and cracks King Shazam in the face. Filled with anger, King Shazam grabs the 2 men and begins flying across the planet, picking up speed, reaching Mach 25 as he circles the globe, flying over Gotham and slamming into a beach, the explosion sweeping outward. Quickly, Teth Adam gets to his feet and stands over Superman. "I fulfilled the prophecy. Pretenders to the throne must die," Adam bellows as he punches Kal across the jaw. Nearby, John struggles to his feet, his armor cracked, his systems are down. He watches as Superman blasts King Shazam in the face with his heat vision. John takes a deep breath, but a voice calls out to him. "You look like you ought to stay down, friend." John looks up as Hawkman lands next to him. "But what do I know? Nobody listens to me anyway. I've only been doing this thing for 80 years. Tell me something, kid. Is it just me, or has this superhero thing got out of hand?" Hawkman says as he readies his mace.